And with that ending of a countdown, I want to please welcome everybody to day two of the Finding North Network's Perspectives for 2024. My name's Ben Broadbridge. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time today, I know there were some registrations that weren't able to make day one. I want to say hello, g'day, kaya, kia ora for our friends across the water there. I'm a proud lived experience speaker, first time MC, but also someone who's deeply passionate in facilitating authentic conversations. So this opportunity for me was, on a personal level, something that I found I had very little hesitation in saying yes. I actually feel, in fact, quite privileged and grateful to have met all of our speakers and the people delivering our keynotes, to meet them and get a sense for the kind of messaging and the kind of things that they want to put across, and their experiences, of course, that they've lived, and integrated into their lives, into this level of expertise that can then inform, educate, and sort of deepen people's understandings of different perspectives out there. And with that, our theme for today, day two's program, the snapshot is, as I read here, embracing and focusing your lived expertise for connection, awareness, and change. While yesterday we were more focusing on the lived experience storytelling and the impact that can have. So both things, of course, incredibly important. And when we talk about lived experience versus lived expertise, this is really talking about when we've taken those experiences to a level of depth, understanding, and integration into our own lives, so much so that it's given us the ability to be able to impart those takeaways, that knowledge, that wisdom. And this is what can breathe life and some amazing perspective into other people's world, in the professional spaces that we navigate, in our family lives, in our communities. So important to when we go through these things, when we make sense of them, to, if we feel up to that, to take it to that next level. And that's what our speakers today will be centering around. Again, a diverse range of speakers though. So just in the manner of housekeeping, and really that word we're talking about on an e-symposium like that, we're talking safety, talking about honoring your natural response, how you feel about what is said. I want to remind everybody who were in attendance yesterday, as well as new attendees, that perspectives are just that, aren't they? They're perspectives, because we're all unique human beings, and all of our the culmination of everything you've ever been through and not experienced, for that matter, is what shapes you to become you. So therefore, my experience is different. So I'm a different human being, and we might not see necessarily eye to eye on certain issues. Perhaps we have a lot of common ground. Potentially, we're in full agreement with one another. But to remove the judgment away from that, I want to encourage you and invite you to consider, with an open heart and an open mind, like, what is this person's perspective? And getting that curious open-heartedness is what allows us to take in new feedback, data, information, and of course, perspectives to enrich our own worldview. I love people, humans, even the most challenging ones. I think there's a depth to people that, if we're open and curious to that, especially if, air quotes, it's challenging behaviors or complexities that come with the challenges with mental health journeys, that really this is an expression of unmet needs and unintegrated life experiences that have changed us fundamentally. This stuff's so important. So in saying that as well, embrace your natural response. If you feel deeply, if you resonate, if you feel challenged by anything that's said today, just get curious to that. Do a bit of a body scan. If you feel you need to take a break, recharge your tea, your coffee, whatever, step away, have a breath, whatever it is, please honor your natural response with this stuff and your needs, because you're the priority. I did set some homework for those who were here day 2, and that was to do some self-care. I wanted to share just quickly what I did for self-care last night, and it always changes. But I did a skincare routine, and I remember worrying at a point in time where blokes would be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know. I'm like using hyaluronic acid now, and then a toner, and then and they said, "Why do you do that?" And you know what my answer is? So I can look myself in the face. And it's really important for me because it's not really even about the skincare. Yeah, sure, I'm looking after myself, but what it's doing is giving me a chance to look myself in the eyes and reflect on my day, my purpose. And I thought about my heart being quite open, and just I thought about the different speakers and the different topics and how I felt about them and what was difficult for me. And it's this self-reflection, I think, through self-care practices that have been incredibly important in my own healing journey, through, huge depressive phases in my life, suicidality. And I didn't mention this yesterday but for context, in my experience, I also had a near suicide event in 2016 myself. And I never thought in a million years that would be me. But this was a turning point for me. And like many of the speakers, fueled the very passion and purpose that found me in this chair, feeling so grateful to be able to just be a part of what we're all here. And your motivations could be different, but mine is a deeply personal one. I don't think there's any competition in helping people, and I know we have different perspectives, but if we can come together and come back to the humanness in us all, it's just so amazing what can happen. So prioritize your needs, scan your body throughout the day, take a break if you need to, keep open-hearted and curious with your approach. Be mindful that some of the content, there might be some things that could potentially be sensitive or triggering. Topics such as trauma, psychosis, drug and alcohol use, self-harm, suicide, they might be addressed. There's courageous conversations will be taking place. So to try and out of respect for them as well, to the degree you feel safe to do that, stay morally, emotionally, intellectually, socially engaged with them. You might experience discomfort through the dialogue, and it's all okay, unless it isn't, in which case that there's some great support and helplines. Janine, who's off to my right here, will be monitoring the chat. She'll be putting resources throughout the day. Also, humble little plug, we had a quick look at the data from yesterday, and there was a satisfaction survey of quite a few of the attendees who put through their votes at the end of the stream was 4.66, I believe. So overall, a really, really high satisfaction of both the flow, the content, and the overall quality of day 1 of the event. So I'm just proud to be a part of what's going on, and it seems that people are really enjoying that.
Thanks for watching. Explore more Perspectives 2024 on Finding North Network's YouTube channel. Find out more by visiting findingnorthnetwork.com.au or email info@findingnorthnetwork.com.au.